Welcome to Opportunity Manager's Relationship Mapper demo. In this video, I'll be walking you through using the mapper from the perspective of a sales rep. I'm going to start from any open opportunity within Opportunity Manager and click the Open Relationship Mapper button in the top right corner of my page. If you do not have this button available, you may need to ask your Salesforce administrator to add it for you. The first thing I'm being asked for is an initial contact, or if I'd like to clone from an existing opportunity. I would choose to clone from an existing opportunity if I've completed a mapper for a different opportunity under the same account that's similar to the one I'm going to be making now. I'm going to start from scratch in this case and will select an initial contact by searching for the name of someone I'd like to include in my mapper within the search bar, and then I'll click Save Initial Contact. As you can see, a contact card has been added to my mapper. Right now the card doesn't tell me much since I haven't filled in any additional context for this person beyond their name and title. I'm going to add additional details by clicking the pencil icon. I see that there is a qualifications section with 3 checkboxes, and if you remember, there were also 3 yellow circles within the contact card. These 3 qualification checkboxes relate directly back to those 3 circles, and when one of the checkboxes is ticked, the circle will turn from yellow to green. David is the CEO of this organization and not my deals champion, so I'm not going to tick any of the checkboxes for his card. Below the qualification checkboxes, I see a series of drop-down menus. The first drop-down is organizational level and has the options shown on the screen. The second is alignment and has the options you're seeing now. You may choose to utilize these drop-downs to help you place a contact card on a specific location within the mapper. However, the mapper will automatically snap contacts to the correct location without utilizing these drop-downs, so I'm not going to use them right now. Now we can see there are 4 remaining drop-downs, and if you remember, there were also 4 squares at the bottom of the contact card. These 4 drop-downs directly relate back to those 4 squares. Let's start by looking at the first drop-down menu called Role in the Buying Process. I have several options to choose from, and my selection will influence what's available within the other drop-down menus. For example, if I select Champion from the Role in the Buying Process drop-down, then I will have the following options available to select from the remaining drop-down menus. If I select Blocker from the Role in the Buying Process drop-down, I will have a different set of options available within the rest of the drop-down menus. David is my economic buyer, so I'm going to mark him as such and select the appropriate corresponding drop-down options. Then, I'm going to click Save. Now David's contact card is complete with the full picture of who he is in relation to my deal. If I ever forget what any of my selections mean, I can hover over any of the boxes or circles to view a comprehensive key. Before I start adding other contacts below David, I'm going to move his card to a better location on the mapper. Now it's time to add other contacts beneath David to form the organizational hierarchy. To do this, I'm going to click the Add button on David's contact card to bring up the Contact pop-up menu. Then, I'm going to search for the name of the contact I want to add within my list of contacts. This contact list comes from the account level, above my opportunity. If the person I'd like to add hasn't been created as a contact in Salesforce yet, I can click the Add New Contact button to create someone new. This new contact will be saved directly to the account level of this opportunity. In this case, I want to add my contact Michael to the mapper, and his contact already exists, so I am selecting him from the list now. Next, I'm going to fill in the qualification checkboxes and drop-down menus just as I did for David. In this case, Michael is not a champion for my deal, so I will not select any of the qualification checkboxes. Michael is actually a blocker towards my deal, so I'm going to select Blocker from the Role in the Buying Process drop-down and the appropriate remaining selections. Finally, I am going to click Save. As you can see, Michael's contact card is red and David's card is green. Green contact cards mean that person is either neutral or supportive towards my deal, and red means that person is a blocker and against my deal. Next, I know there is another person who works below David that is important to the buying process, but I don't know who they are yet. I'm going to add a placeholder contact for now by clicking the Add button from David's card and clicking Save, without entering any information. As you can see, this adds a TBD contact to the mapper to visually display who I still need to meet. I'm going to move my TBD contact to a better location on my mapper and then follow the same steps that we just went over to fill in the rest of the organization's hierarchy. Now that I've filled in the rest of the organization's hierarchy, the final thing I'm going to do is map out the political relationships within the organization and add notes. Let's start with Michael and David, who are friends. I'm going to note this by clicking the Add Political Relationship button from Michael's card. Then, I'm going to click on David's name from the Target Contact dropdown. Within the Influence Type dropdown, I'm going to select Friendly. Finally, I'm going to write a note about their relationship within the Relationship Notes section and click Save. As you can see, a green line has appeared between Michael and David, indicating that they have a friendly relationship. Next, I'm going to add a political relationship between Michael and Toby, who do not have a friendly relationship. I'm going to follow the same steps as I did previously, but this time I'm going to select Hostile from the Influence type dropdown. As you can see, a red line now shows between Michael and Toby, indicating a hostile relationship. Finally, I'm going to map out the remainder of the political relationships on my mapper. Now that I've mapped out the political relationships within the organization, I can leverage them in order to try and change the minds of my blockers to get them to become supportive of my deal. I can also utilize these relationships to get introduced to my TBD contact in order to complete the full picture of the organization I'm selling to.